poppin' peeps? T-Money here for a Wednesday edition of Body Bags. Yeah, so the movie I chose to review for today is a newer movie from 2015. It is called Baskin, and yeah, I just checked this out last weekend. I really like this. This was good. It's a Turkish horror film, and I'm not really familiar with too many horror films that are, I guess, Turkish. So that was interesting in itself. I have a couple Turkish films, but they're like very, very Turkish. But this is English language. So yeah, actually it's subtitled. I'm sorry, but so you have to watch the film with English subtitles because it is Turkish. So my apologies. But if you don't mind subtitles, this movie is really, really good. Alright, so I guess, let's see. So the film came out in 2015. It was just released through IFC Scream Factory. I think maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Hey, pretty girl. We're joined by Pipsy today, which is pretty rare. My kitty, she's never in the videos anymore, but she is today. So this film came out in 2015. It's directed by Can Evernall, who I'm not really too familiar with, actually at all. But it's written by some Turkish guys. I can't pronounce their names, so I'll spare the names. And it's starred by. So I got the impression that a lot of the actors in this movie are in fact first-time Turkish actors. So they're not. They don't have a lot of acting experience, but that being said, the acting in the film wasn't bad. It actually kind of gave it like a natural, kind of like an organic flow to it. The acting was good, it was natural. Excuse me, I'm tired. I need to get a little Mountain Dew high. So, excuse me. So, let's see. Yeah, the stars are all Turkish. You probably most people wouldn't have heard. I haven't heard of them. So, film came out in 2015. It has a pretty good rating on IMDb. It has like a 5.7, which isn't bad. Let's see. So, directed by Can Evernall, starred by unknown actors. So I guess the film is about a group of police officers that are called, they get a phone call, or a call to what turns out to be an abandoned building, where I forget what they're told, what's going on, but they need to get there. And I'll read you the synopsis. It says, a call comes over the police radio for backup. A unit responds to a creepy backwater town in the middle of nowhere, and 5 cops promptly find themselves in over their heads. Entering a derelict building, the seasoned tough guys and their rookie junior, who's still haunted by a traumatic childhood dream, do the one thing you should never do. They split up. They soon realize they've stumbled into a monstrous charnel house and descend into an ever more nightmarish netherworld where grotesque, mind-wrenching horrors await them at every turn. But things aren't what they seem in this truly disturbing, outrageously gory, and increasingly surreal film. Charged with unpredictable twists that keep you guessing right up to the final moment, Baskin has cult and midnight written all over it, the kind of art house horror that becomes a household name among genre fans, and that's from Bloody Disgusting. So that's a pretty accurate synopsis there. That's exactly what happens. One thing I would critique about the film is I feel like it takes a long time to get going. I can't even really tell you. I can't even remember what happened in like the first 45 minutes of the film because it's basically not necessary. There's a little bit of backstory. You find out that this rookie cop is haunted by a dream, and you kind of just introduce the characters. They're kind of, I think they're in a bar or something, some sort of setting, and they're very tough guy, very proud Turkish police officers, policia, and so you just kind of get a feel for these 5 characters. However, the film doesn't really get rolling until they get the phone call into the warehouse, and then that's when literally all hell breaks loose. The film has got a real, if you like Hellraiser, Hellworld, basically the first two, it has a real Hellraiser feel to it. It's got they're not Cenobites, but they're basically what it is they stumble upon a black mass in this building, and it's kind of like a netherworld. You're not really sure if it's kind of like science fiction, horror, fantasy. You're not sure if it's an alter reality or what it is, but it basically is. It's a black mass netherworld that they stumble upon, and it's basically like these demons that are conducting this black mass, and the police officers become basically the catalysts for the mass. Right? I don't know if that's described correctly, but what was I saying? So the like I said, the acting is really organic. It's really good. The film doesn't get rolling until you're introduced to these demonic characters that are conducting this black mass, and then the cops realize that they're fucked. They're trapped. Basically, they're not going anywhere. They are basically in this hell world now, and they're the targets. It's kind of confusing as to like what the demons are actually supposed to do, but I think they're trying to find like a new they're trying to find the one cop that they think is I don't know, that they can turn into a demon and can lead in the future of the hell world. Basically, just kind of like in Hellraiser when like Dr. Chenard turns into a new demon. That's kind of what the idea here is. They're trying to find the right candidate for the Black Mass, basically, and so they cycle through the cops, like, and that's where the film gets really, really good. I don't want to spoil too much, but the gore is pretty top notch. There's not a lot of it, but when it's on screen, it's pretty, like, I found myself at the edge of my seat for a lot of it, like, whoa, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And I gotta say, I was a little bit let down, like, because your imagination, as you're waiting to see what's gonna happen to these guys, they're basically like chained up, you know, and it's like they're completely at the mercy of these demons, and it's like, what are you gonna do to me? What are you gonna do to me? And it's kind of a letdown in that sense, because at least my imagination kind of, I couldn't even, like, I was thinking worse, like far worse what they were going to do as far as the torture, keeping in mind that it's a real hellish Hellraiser torture type film. But it doesn't really deliver in that sense. It does and it doesn't. The gore's good, but like I said, I wanted a little bit more, you know, like, as far as the mutilation goes of the characters, but at the same time it was good. The demons, there's one, like, kind of like the main, it's not Pinhead, but it's like the main demon is pretty cool, I don't want to really go into details, but I don't know, he's cool looking. It's good makeup, special effects. The other ones look like mini Dr. Satans from what do you call it, Rob Zombie's movies there, with the long hair and the masks and stuff, which is cool, definitely. But yeah, so I mean, I would rate the movie probably like a 7 out of 10. The special effects are good. The gore is good. It's not as over the top as I wanted it to be, but it's cool. It's something about while you're watching and anticipating what's going to happen to these characters, your imagination kind of just, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it really kept me on the edge of my seat. So we'll just say that. Yeah, and so basically that's it. These 5 cops get called into this black mass, or they open the door into hell, basically, and these demons summon them into this hell world, and they're trying to find the right candidate to. The demons basically say, you know, we have no choice. You're here. We have no choice but to transform you into the. You know, it's time to leave the human world behind. Are you ready to enter hell? So, and they basically say, like, I forget, there's one scene where the main demon's describing what hell is, and it's not just like a place where you go, it's I don't know exactly what he says, but you definitely get the impression that this is hell, and you're going to be there for eternity, so buckle up and let's get there. And it's just really, really gruesome, because the cops are like just at the mercy of these demons, and they're like, what are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? And you're just standing there like, oh my god, what's going to happen? And so that was cool, that was fun. Without butchering it too much, guys, sorry about the, I'm tired as usual, so, but yeah, I mean, you've got your main characters, Remzi, Arda, Yavuz. Something happens with Yavuz, that was really intense, man. I won't go there, but craziness. Baba the father, and basically, so Baba the father and Arda, so like, the father Baba is kind of like the main cop. He's like kind of like not the granddaddy cop, but basically like the you know, the mother of all cop. He's the main cop, and then Arda is kind of like the rookie in training, and is kind of like his son in that sense. So a lot of it is the relationship between the two of them versus the demons. So let's see. Another storyline says a squad of unsuspecting cops goes through a trapdoor to hell when they stumble upon a black mass in an abandoned building. It was, like I said, it was filmed in Turkey, released on January 1st, 2016 in Turkey. Of course, it was filmed in 2015. And Baskin, I guess the word Baskin is, I think it's basically like a phone call or something. Not phone call, but emergency call or something like that. I could be wrong. Somebody had said what it is. It's something along those lines. Don't quote me on that, but I guess that. Now I'm gonna get bothered, but yeah. So I mean, I guess that's it. Good imagery, good special effects, good acting, very organic. Not your typical cast. You know, a lot of impressive performances by these guys who are relatively rookie actors. So yeah, good acting, good gore, good effects. The story needed a little work. Like I said, it took a long time to get going. There's a lot of unnecessary kind of filler in the beginning, particularly it takes a while to get going. There's also some plot holes, like exactly like, but it's kind of like you're supposed to use your imagination. I think it's fantasy horror, so it's can be interpreted differently, we'll say. But it was a little plot holey, I guess, in that sense. You know, I had some questions, like, all right, does this really make any sense at all here? But that's it. Let's see. That's it, guys. So yeah, I would highly recommend you check this out. It says it's one of the best representations of hell since Hellbound Hellraiser 2, and I loved every second of it. One of the best horror films of the decade. Weird and wonderful and very bloody. It is weird. Yeah, and again, the imagery is good, so just unique horror. Definitely a breath of fresh air in that sense. So I recommend Baskin. Check it out. Scream Factory. You can get the release, I think, for around $20. I'm sure you could rent it online for like $3. So yeah, check this film out for sure, guys. I recommend it. You just got to sit through some subtitles, which is not a problem. For me, I have to do that earlier on in the day, otherwise I'm toast at night. But that's been my review of Baskin from 2016. Turkish horror. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you next Wednesday. Peace.